Hello everybody and welcome back. It's day 4. We are rocking, we are rolling, and we have an interesting sunscreen to talk about today. Today we are talking about a sunscreen compact. This is the VT Essence Sun Pact SPF 50 plus PA, what is it? 3 pluses. So that's what we're going to do today. If you have not watched any of my previous videos, please go check them out. Especially the first one. It'll give you a little bit of an overview of what we're doing, but just as a recap, we are just reviewing Korean and some Japanese sunscreens in this 14 days of sunscreen. So I'm very excited to do that, and I will be wrapping that up at the end, and I will be giving you kind of my best and worst ones. So stick around to the end. Maybe hold your carts until the end if you are in America or in Europe, and maybe it takes a little bit longer for shipping. That's my recommendation. Add to cart and wait until the end and then purchase if you want. But today, like I said, we're going to get into this. It's a unique product and I'm very excited to talk about it. So without further ado, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you like it if you enjoy, and let's go. Okay. So this is a unique product. We have not reviewed anything like this on my channel, but this is a sunscreen compact. So it's got our mirror here. Hello, hi. And then it's got our little powder. It's not a powder puff, but it's a little puff. And then you open this compartment and you have your sunscreen. And this sunscreen is not like when you have a normal like compact like this. A lot of Korean brands have makeup like this where it's like you press down into a cushion and then you actually get the liquid from like kind of the, I don't know, sponge on the inside. This is an actual cream, if you can see here. So it's an actual like hard physical thing. There's no sponge in it, and that is the sunscreen. So what am I gonna do? Well, obviously I'm gonna put it on my face. But before I do so, I want to kind of talk about the specs of this one because it's a little different. And I use it differently than I would use a normal sunscreen. So this is a hybrid sunscreen, which means it has chemical and mineral filters, which is great. It also says it has a cast-free finish. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And the way that they say to use it is kind of like how I described it. What you do is you take the little puff and you dab it into here. Let's see. Like so, and then you put it on your face as the last step before makeup, or just as the last step in your skincare if you don't wear makeup. So the reason I wanted to kind of talk through it with you is because I don't use this as my sunscreen. I'm sure plenty of people out there do. I just don't think that you get enough protection from using something like this because inevitably a lot of the sunscreen will be left on the little puff, and I want it on my face. If I'm putting it on with my hands, I know that I'm getting enough on, and I can put more on if I don't think I have enough. I mean, you can put more of this on as well, but what I do is I use it after I have used another sunscreen. So I have already completely put sunscreen on my face, and I'm just using this as kind of an added bonus layer, but it has a cast. So I think this is actually probably more strongly a mineral sunscreen. I don't know what the filters are. I don't have that information. But for me and somebody with like a light medium skin tone, it's going to leave a cast. Now the good news is I see that the product is actually making its way onto my face. So I'm gonna just continue doing this, and then I'm gonna talk through how I would actually wear it and if I wasn't just doing a demo on it. Okay, so I would not typically wear that much of this. This is not a product for me that really is meant to be like your sole sunscreen. Now, you can get quite a bit, especially because look at this. I made a dent, not on purpose, but it happened. I don't know if you can see that right here. Like I basically pressed down hard enough that it went down, and then I got a lot of product on the sponge. So that can happen. But you also notice that after I put it on, I used my hands to spread it and make sure that that white cast was kind of blended in. And for that reason, this doesn't really serve as it should, and like how I think a lot of people would like to use it. For me, I think most people are going to want to not use your hands. You just use a little puff, and that's fine. But for me to be able to make sure that the white cast is gone, I needed to blend it in with my hands. So it kind of takes the powder puff and the compact part of it and makes it a bit useless, in my opinion. But I want to talk about how I think this is best. So I think this is a great product, and I actually would prefer if this one was just chemical instead of a hybrid, but I would use this as a touch-up. So you throw this in your purse, in your bag, whatever, and throughout the day, if you have makeup on or if you just need more sunscreen, you just kind of can go in and put it on your face. I think that is how I would use it. The reason I don't use it though is because it does have a cast, and I'm just not willing to have to deal with that, especially if I have makeup on. Like, I don't want to put white cast over my makeup. That's not beneficial. So there are other brands out there that do make chemical ones, and that is what I would prefer, and I hopefully will be picking one of those up soon. But for me, it's kind of another fail. Like the Dr. G one was a fail for me, and this one is another, just because I get the point of it, but for me, that hybrid nature of it, where it still has a cast, it doesn't really work well. But if you do have a lighter skin tone, this could be a really good option because the cast may not be as visible on you. Or if you're just putting a very light layer on and you just don't care, that's another option. But I would recommend if you are somebody like me who either wears makeup or has a deeper skin tone, maybe look for one of these with a chemical filter instead. And then it's a great option and method for touching up your sunscreen throughout the day. So that's kind of my thoughts on it and why I don't think it's necessarily the most beneficial. I will say though, the sunscreen that I had on before was the Haru Haru Wonder, which has more of like a kind of a matte, I guess like natural matte finish. And this one definitely gives me more of a glow. I feel like I got like a moisturizer and a sunscreen in one by putting this on my face, and I am nice and glowy now. So if you do have drier skin, this could be a really good option for you. And like I've said in all my videos so far, I'm showing you what it looks like. I'm just here to provide the information, and if I love it, I will tell you that. But I also am trying to make it so that it's more easily accessible. So like if you have my skin type, which is normal combo, or if you like a mineral that's non-tinted, I'm just showing you, and then you can kind of decide the criteria that you're looking for and then see if it's for you or not. But this one is not my favorite. I just will say that. It's not bad, it's just not great, and the white cast is really what does it in for me. But yeah, it's a really cool concept, and like I said, I will be on the lookout for one that is just chemical and not hybrid, and I think we can end it there. It's an interesting concept, not for me, maybe for you, who knows. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed day 4. It's a unique one today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 5. Bye.